I hate soccer.
So, first and foremost, tell me what you're doing for your home country of Jamaica.
Okay, so a lot of people probably know that a hurricane hit Jamaica a week ago.
Right.
So we have a Category 5 hurricane, which is the strongest hurricane that have hit the Caribbean, hit Jamaica in the past 30 years.
Right.
So it's devastating. When you think of it as it compares to Hurricane Katrina that hit New Orleans, this is put our country in a bad situation.
Right.
So there is a lot of rebuilding that needs to be done. We need food, we need water, we don't have electricity. Schools are destroyed, hospitals are destroyed, roads are destroyed. There's so much is going on right now. It's like a huge catastrophe. So my ultimate goal is to provide some amount of assistance to the people of Jamaica, especially my community. So if you're watching the news, you would know that the hurricane kind of passed through between St. Elizabeth and Westmoreland. I'm from Westmoreland.
Okay.
So majority of the damages are between those two places. So I'm just looking for some help to help my community, help rebuild structures, help provide some amount of food, assistance in whatever way I can.
Right.
So when you think of it, for food, we would like non-perishable items. So like tin food and whatever you have
canned goods and
whatever you have in your pantry.
Yeah.
Pasta, rice, flour, stuff like that. Then you think about we are without electricity. So what are we looking for there? We want like anything that is solar power, so solar generators, solar power batteries, flashlights, stuff like that. Just to help out in the interim until we find a long-term solution.
Right.
So that's what we're looking for, and that's what the donation to my GoFundMe is going towards.
Okay, so you prefer having money, or do you want
whatever works.
the canned goods delivered to?
Whatever works, we'll take at this moment.
Okay.
So if you can send, my GoFundMe is there where we can, if you want to contribute money, then we can do that. You can send me the money. I can pack barrels, I can pack containers and send it down. Go to Jamaica and clear it. Or if you want to donate the canned goods, I'll take that too.
Yeah, absolutely. And when are you headed down there?
I probably have to make multiple trips. Wow. So I'm going to make a trip. My first trip, I'm going down to Florida to pack some stuff because it's probably the closest port from the U.S. to Jamaica.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make a trip early this week to do that early next week, this weekend.
Yeah.
Do that. And then I'm going to make another trip probably in like the next 3 to 4 weeks.
Okay.
To clear another barrel. So
and you're planning on taking all the goods with you?
With me, yes.
Okay.
Or ship them and get to Jamaica and clear them.
How are they, like the airports and stuff like that? How is it to get to Jamaica right now?
The airport's just opened like a couple of days ago. So now you can get into Jamaica. The two major airports are Montego Bay and Norman Manley. Norman Manley is on the east side, which is Kingston. On my side, closer to Westmoreland, it's MBJ, which is Sanchez International. It's open now, so we can get in. And the airlines are providing some amount of assistance because I've saw a couple airlines saying that the first 2 bags that they used to charge for, they don't charge for anymore. So you can bring up to £50 into the country without any charge. Yeah, so they are assisting.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so.
Okay. So how many pounds?
50.
Okay. All right. How are there? I've only seen the videos and the pictures and stuff like that. What's still there?
All right. So let me put it like this: most of the homes in Jamaica are made of like wood. Some homes are made of like concrete and stuff like that.
Right.
The homes that are made of concrete are like still standing. They probably have minimal damages. They probably lose like windows and stuff. If you have a board roof, you probably lose a roof. That's probably gone. So you have to replace your roof. The board homes are completely destroyed.
Yeah.
What my friends are saying in Jamaica now is that what the news is reporting and what's actually there is totally different. It's a disaster there. That's what they're saying to me. Like, the news is not doing the hurricane justice. Because a lot of people are without homes. People are sleeping on the roadside. The things that they're explaining are, you couldn't imagine. They're describing like an apocalypse. Like you've lost everything. People are deciding how are we going to survive, where are we getting food from. There's a lot of aid coming in now, so things are getting a little bit better. We're a week out from the hurricane,
Right.
so things are getting better, but we're still in dire need of help.
Okay. And whenever there's tragedies like this, I always hear about like where to donate in terms of like what is trusted, because sometimes like if there's the fires in Hawaii, everybody donates, but then they don't get any of the money.
Yep.
Like what if they don't go through you and other private people or companies? What else do you guys trust down there right now? What are they seeing on the ground? Are they seeing like are they seeing the U.S. government like involved with like FEMA and stuff like that, or are they seeing like Red Cross? Like what? Any feedback from that standpoint?
Well, based on what I'm hearing, there's people in Jamaica that are contributing. I know Jamaicans that live on the opposite end of the island that has the means are coming together and providing some amount of support to the people on the west side of Jamaica.
Okay, good.
They say that the U.S. military is down there. I saw a plane, I think it was a U.S. military plane delivering some amount of assistance. I am not sure if it's a U.S. military plane. So I don't know. I know they're in Jamaica.
Right. And you'll know more
when I'm
next week.
Yeah, when I'm there.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe we do another one
When I
like
get back.
with a follow-up and just say like, and then you can really talk about like
Yep.
what's going on down there.
Yep.
So all the people that no longer have homes, what's the situation for just shelters and stuff like that?
Yes. So if I would think that they're using like schools and hospitals or churches,
Okay.
large structures that are still up to be of some type of shelter for them or some type of home for them for a temporary period of time. I am not sure. Sometimes if you have family members that homes are still up, then you probably can go and stay with your family. Or if you have a neighbor that the house have minimal damages, you can stay with a neighbor, but that's not a long-term solution.
Right.
You know what I'm trying to say? I
Yeah.
am not sure what's going to be the long-term solution for the people that has lost their homes. I have no idea how the government is going to figure that out, because there's rumors or there's news out there that's saying that there's over 100,000 homes that are damaged.
100,000.
Yeah, so I do not know what's the long-term solution to provide home for these people. Sometimes in Jamaica, you will have like a cousin and a brother and couple family members living in one home. So it's not like a single family where your mom, your dad, and your kids. You have extended family members living in that particular house.
Right.
So sometimes you have like 6-7 people living in the one house.
Right.
So it's when a house is destroyed, those 5-6 people have to find somewhere to live. So it's just a situation that they'll have to figure out, and I think the government is probably doing their best to try to figure out some type of living situation for them for a long period.
How many people are on the island? Do you know?
The population of Jamaica is at roughly 2.8 million people.
2.8 million people. Okay. Wow. There's other islands, other nations in the area that have also been destroyed. I'm seeing more stuff on Cuba than I did on Jamaica.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about that? Why
Yeah.
is that? Why is that the case?
I have no idea. I think a couple news outlets have gotten some foot on the ground now, so they should be able to see what's going on. One of the big issues, I think, with the devastation in Jamaica is that the roads are blocked or destroyed, and you have light posts fall across the street. So in order for it to get from one end of the island to the other end of the island, it's a bit hard at the moment, but things are clearing up at the moment. So yeah, maybe within the next week or two, someone will be able to provide us with a better understanding of what's going on the ground.
Do you know what the casualties have been?
No, I think at one point I saw somewhere along the lines of 28 or 29 people has passed, but I heard it's a lot more.
Okay, because they're probably still search and
yeah.
rescue.
Yes. So
How many people are they allowing on to come to the island. I mean, I could understand with the search and rescue and all that process is probably still going on.
Yeah.
Do you know of a lot of others that don't live in Jamaica right now that are headed down there to help?
No, I am assuming. I can only assume that other countries are providing some type of support. So they probably are sending in builders, or probably are sending in, like just like how the US sent over some amount of the US military. I'm assuming other countries are sending people down there to assist. So I do not know. I couldn't give you an answer towards that.
Yeah. Wow. What man, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, how much of your family is down there right now?
My mom's side of family is all there.
Okay.
My dad's side, majority of my dad's side of family is from the east side, so they're in Kingston. Kingston didn't get hit with a hurricane that bad.
Okay.
But the west side of Jamaica got hit really bad.
Okay.
So I have a couple uncles that has lost their roof. One of my uncle lost his business. So damages are there, but as it pertains to when you think of things on a grand scheme where just us, everybody is outside of us, it's that damage is minimal. Yeah, you have to repair a roof, or you have to, fix up a business. That's fine. There are people there that don't have homes, don't have anything, don't have clothes, don't have a place to sleep.
Right.
Have family members that have lost their lives. So, for me, the impact is minimal when you think about others.
Because your family is still all safe.
Yes. Yeah, we can figure out the damages later on.
Right. Where is, for the family that might be displaced, what are they doing?
They stay at shelters.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Until the cleanup.
Yeah, so you have to understand, Jamaica is a third world country. So we lack the correct infrastructure to expedite some of these processes, like a disaster of this magnitude. We don't have like a ton of backhoes or a ton of excavators or stuff like that. There's a small amount, so we have to do things incrementally. We have to slowly move from here to here to here. I think the government is doing its best to move things forward. But it's a third world country. If you think of as I said with the US earlier on, if you think of how long New Orleans took to recover from Hurricane Katrina, and America, the first world country, could you imagine somewhere like Jamaica experience a Category 5 hurricane?
You got the fires in the Palisades, right? You had the North Carolina floods last year, and then the Hawaii fires, and there's still just like we lag. So, man, dude, unbelievable. How much have you raised so far through the Delaware Soccer Club? And then what is your day-to-day job?
I'm an engineer.
You're an engineer for M&T, right?
Yes.
So is M&T Bank getting involved, or
my coworkers? I've sent it out to my coworkers, and my coworkers have assisted me, so they have contributed towards GoFundMe.
Okay, good.
I never did it at an organizational level.
Okay.
I reach out to my couple friends that I write code with, or my teammates, and they would send out to their friends, and so we have. Some of them M&T family have contributed. I've never reached out to head of the organization to say, hey, I'm doing this.
Okay.
A couple of my friends, couple of my coworkers.
Yeah, and hopefully when this gets out, people really step in and help. So the GoFundMe, how does GoFundMe work? Is it just a website? Go ahead.
It's a website. So it's essentially what happens is you create an account, you tell them what the fund is going towards. Yep. And people can just donate from there.
What is that website for you? For yours?
I can't tell you off the top of my head.
Yeah, get your phone. Yeah, I mean
it's.
And then what's your email? So
my email is Asani Samuels at hotmail.com.
At Hotmail, okay. Because I'll link everything to your email and to the link of the GoFundMe.
So. Am I able to send you the link and you're able to post it or something?
Yes, that's my plan.
So it's better if I do that. If I just send you the link. And
I just got your text. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
This place is a mess right now.
So what I do, I'll just send you the link and it should be a little bit easier.
Perfect.
Really
And then
close.
I'll make sure that like everything is linked and you get it as soon as possible. You're planning on going to Florida
Sometime this weekend.
sometime this
Yeah,
weekend.
to
Okay.
make
I'm gonna
my
try to
first
get.
shipment.
Okay, I'm gonna try to post this this tomorrow, but I'm gonna try to get the initial, just what you're doing. I'm gonna try to get it out tonight.
Okay.
So like an Instagram post and whatnot. I'm gonna try to get that out tonight, and then I'll put it on TikTok and Twitter and everything, just so it gets out there ASAP. So, man, have you contacted Canisius or anything like that? Like the men's soccer?
So we have like this group
Okay.
where the first set of guys that I send things out to are my Canisius teammate. That's like
Yeah.
a family.
Like
So
Regan,
yeah.
Paul.
Yes,
Yeah.
those guys. So
Yeah.
post it in. We have like a group of alumni. I think it's like 50 of us.
Good.
So most of the contribution at the moment came from them.
Good.
So the boys are who are sending out first, and then
Yeah.
they contributed.
Absolutely. Good. So, what year did you come to Canisius?
I came to Canisius in 2011.
2011, and that was your freshman year.
Yep.
Okay. How did you get recruited? Tell me that story.
All right. So
Were
that-
you already in the United States,
No,
or
was
you're from Jamaica?
I was in
You were in
Jamaica.
Jamaica.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in Jamaica, there one of my how would I call it? One of my good friends in Jamaica. His uncle came to Jamaica to visit, and when his uncle came to Jamaica to visit, at that particular time, I just finished off my high school season. My twin brother, Asani Samuels, he's extremely good at soccer as well. My twin brother already got a scholarship to go to a school in Atlanta, Mercer University
Okay.
at the time. So I was still talking to other coaches, but my visa paperwork didn't come through as yet. So when this guy came to Jamaica now, he was talking to my friend's uncle came to Jamaica. He was like talking to me and asking me what's going on. I'm like, yeah, I'm still trying to figure out stuff. And he's like, yeah, I know this coach in Buffalo. I used to coach his brother. That the coach is Kwame Adoro.
Okay.
That's who we know. I don't know if you know Kwame.
I mean, I knew of him because he was already gone, I think, when I got here. Yeah.
So he was the head coach of Bonaventure for a while.
Okay. Yep.
So Kwame Adoro, the guy reached out to Kwame. Kwame reached out to Dermot. And that Dermot McGreen, he used to coach Niagara University, and then he coached us. And then Dermot came to Jamaica and watched me play.
Yeah. Wow.
Yep. And then, yeah, the rest is history, I guess.
All right. And then you stayed. You
Yeah.
decided to stay.
So I did 4 years, then I signed with the Rhinos.
Yep.
And I went and played 2 years with the Rhinos. And after that, I'm like, okay, I'm kind of done with playing. But where I had most of my connections was in Buffalo.
Yep.
So I came back to Buffalo. I was coaching in the bit while I looked for a job. And then after I stopped coaching, I still coach, but then I got a full-time job with my degree.
Yeah. I mean, okay. So I thought I just lost my train of thought where I wanted to go with that. Because when you graduated, you could have gone back to Jamaica.
Yeah.
But you decided to
Yes.
have all your contacts here and play
Yeah.
with the Rhinos. What league were they in at that time? USL?
USL, yep.
And then were you there when like the whole thing kind of like...
No. So my rookie year, we won the championship.
Okay, yep.
So in 2015, the Rhinos won a USL title. I scored 2 in the finals. I was finals MVP. So did all right. Did all right. You know, so my rookie year, we did fine.
That was
2015.
2015. Okay, yep.
2016, we did all right. We lost in the semifinals against New York Red Bulls down in New York. And I think they ended up winning the title that year. And then I think the Rhinos played one more year after that, 2017 or 2 more years, 2 more seasons after that. And then they folded.
Why didn't you try to continue? Were you just done or?
I never planned on playing in the USL for
Forever.
3, 4, 5 years.
Yeah.
You know, and I I started playing at 16, so I never had a real coach until I was like 16-year-old.
What do you mean you didn't start playing until you were 16?
I never had a coach until I was 16.
Got
I
it.
played. Yeah, there's a difference.
That was my next. That was going to
Yeah.
be my next question. Is like, what was Jamaica like?
Mhm.
How did you develop yourself?
All right, you see, I think the biggest problem in American soccer is kids don't just go outside and play. Everything is organized,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where the problem comes in. You know, there's only so much a coach can teach you in an hour and a half. If you're not out there playing with your friends on a daily basis, then you probably won't develop your skills. So the good thing is where I played, where I live, all the guys played. So we used to have like guys that play in the Jamaica Professional League that lives right around the corner from me. One of the biggest coaches in Jamaica, Wendell Downswell, lives right around the corner from us.
Mm-hmm.
His sons were extremely good. So all of us used to go outside and play soccer. As we play, you play with better players.
Right.
So these guys are guys that are superstars in the high school. It's like extremely good guys who play for the national team, under 20 team. You know, so those are the guys that we used to kick around with.
Right.
After a while, I just get better and better and better. And then at the age of 16, I just decided, you know what, I'm going to try and play in high school. And then it kind of worked out from there for me.
What's the most popular sport in Jamaica? Is it track and field or is it soccer?
The most popular sport is soccer.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what does Jamaica excel at?
Track and field.
They excel at track and field, you know?
I mean, you saying.
Yeah.
I mean, is he the most popular athlete ever out of Jamaica?
I would say so.
He has to
I
be,
think
right?
Usain
Or the
Bolt
bobsledders? That is one of my favorite movies, dude.
I think Usain Bolt is in the category of like goats, like Lionel Messi and Serena Williams and Tom Brady and
Oh yeah,
those guys. You know, I
Is
think
it-
he's up there with them.
he has to be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To do what you have done for 12 years,
yeah,
you know, Olympics every 4 years.
Yep.
And he had been doing it forever.
and then he tried to like play a little bit.
Yeah, every Jamaican believe that they can play a little bit. Yeah, everyone, all of us have this mentality. I think we can do it.
Where does that mentality come from? It's confidence,
It's
man.
just confidence. Yeah,
So where does that come from?
you just have to believe in yourself. You're growing up as a kid. No, your mom will always tell that you can do things. You know, your mom will never say, "No, I don't believe that you can." It's go and fail. Go out there and try it.
Yeah,
You know, so that we do not believe in failing.
yeah,
You try and see what happens. You never know.
and just work and just
Figure it out.
get back up.
It's like life, you know. You go out there and try something one way and doesn't work out. That doesn't necessarily mean that you fail. You just know that the way that you tried it didn't work. Why not try it a different way this time?
Right.
You know, like, let me put it like this: when I went on trials for the Rhinos, right? When I got to the Rhinos, I think the Rhinos has already signed 3 players. So they already signed 3 strikers, and I'm coming in as the 4th striker. So at that particular point in time, I had to pay attention to what's going on. So I know that there's 3 strikers, and I am going to, I don't know if you've ever seen a tryout, there's like 200 people,
Oh, yeah.
300 people, and everybody wants to be a striker,
Yeah.
So when the coach asked me, "Hey Asani, what position do you play?" I'm like, "Well, coach," I look and I see, and there's no wing midfielders. They're struggling there. We don't have any wing midfielders. That coach, listen, I can play on the right side, I can play on the left side, and I can play up top. So you can, you know. So I'm like, whatever position that you're missing at the moment, I can play one of those attacking positions.
Yeah.
You know. So I ended up, when I went out there the first time, I think I played left midfield.
Okay.
Yes, so I played left midfield. My first tryout, I scored 2 goals, but I scored 2 goals from the left midfield position.
Uh-huh.
Then he put me up top, and I did all right. Then my first actual game that we played was a practice match. I played right midfield.
Uh-huh.
So I didn't really play, and if you look at most of the games that I played with the Rhinos, I didn't really play in the striker position unless the team was down. So when the team is down,
Then you got moved
then
up.
I moved up to a striker.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But when the team is not down, I would play on the wing.
Huh.
So it was
Who's the coach back then?
Bob Lilly.
Okay. What formation did you guys mostly play? 4-4-2?
4-5-1.
4-5-1.
Yeah.
Like a 4-2-3-1?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Bob Little was more of a defensive coach. Very defensive. Extremely good coach.
Yeah.
Extremely good coach. I think Bob Little has about 2 or 3 titles. He always makes it to the playoffs. Bob's philosophy is defense first.
Right.
You have to work hard.
Yeah.
Like when I say work hard, it means get back and defend.
And all 11.
Everybody has to defend. Everybody has to be working.
The forward is your first defender.
First line of defense.
Yeah, exactly.
This man believed in that.
Yeah.
You are the first. The striker is the first line of defense.
Right.
If you're not doing your defensive work as a striker, you're putting the team in a bad situation.
Was your role mostly like when you were up top? Was it mostly make play predictable for the midfield, or was it pressure, press, go and get the ball?
Make it predictable.
Yep.
But you still have to press.
Mm-hmm.
So your
I guess you do both.
You have to cut the field in half.
Right.
So if you're playing a one striker, your goal is you have to cut the field in half.
Exactly.
So we know that we keep the
Don't
ball.
allow the center back to play the other center back or the other wing. Yep.
Bob loses it when the man plays this ball from here. We trap him here, and he plays it up as like.
Yep. Exactly. Do you miss? Okay, so when did you go to Flash to coach?
I coached with the Flash when in between the season that I played, my rookie season and my second year with the Rhinos.
Yeah. And you were just like helping out, and probably Regan probably got you in there, or because he was already there.
Was he already there at that point? No, I think
2015.
I don't think he was there. No, Regan wasn't there.
Really?
Because I think Regan went back home for some time.
He did go. That's right.
So I think he went back home for some time, and then
he came back. Obviously.
So I don't think Regan was there. I think Aaron Lyons got me there.
Okay.
So Aaron Lyons probably brought me in. I think I reached out to him
because he played at Rhinos, and you know the connection there and whatnot. So now you have a 9 to 5, you know, the big boy air quotes job, and do you miss like coaching, and you miss the game? Do you miss playing?
So I still coach at not as much as I used to. I used to coach. I was the director of Delaware Soccer for a couple of years.
Right.
And then over the past year, I've been helping out one team. I wouldn't say I'm going to stop coaching.
Right.
You know, so I'll do it in some capacity, but not as much.
Not full time. Not like the crazies.
No, I will help out a friend. If a friend call me and say, Asani, I am missing a coach and I need some assistance,
right,
I'll step out there and help them. Growing up as a kid, we never had to pay to play. One of the reasons why I help out Delaware Soccer Club is because Delaware is a non-profit organization.
Right.
So when I just got to Delaware in 2011, as I said, the guy that was the director of Delaware was Orville Roberts.
Yep.
At that time, the goal was to help out underprivileged kids. So at that particular point in time, we had a ton of immigrants, a ton of refugees that came over and played with Delaware. Mm-hmm. So it was good that we were able to provide that amount of assistance to these kids that don't have the means to pay for playing. Mm-hmm. Get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they're refugees. The parents probably don't have a job. The parents probably don't even speak English. They just want to play and have fun.
Right.
And at that particular time, I feel like I had more fun coaching because you have kids that want to be there. That want to
play.
Exactly.
And,
so you get a different type of energy from those type of kids that are showing up, knowing that, you have kids out there that they only show up to play soccer because your mom say you need to go and play soccer, your dad need to go and play soccer. If you were to remove the pay element from it, where your mom paid for an entire year, would they show up? They're probably not, because your mom is not there, your family is not paying for it. They're not going to force you.
Right.
It's something that you want. If you want to go and do it, you can go and do it. If you don't want to go and do it, you don't have to go and do it.
Yeah.
It's different for these refugees. This is their outlet. Mm-hmm. And this is something like a refugee's parent has a totally different lifestyle from the average American.
Mm-hmm.
Average American goes to work, leave work at 3-4 o'clock, probably 5, drop their kids off at soccer, go back and pick them up. Refugee parents probably have 2 jobs, and they drop the kid off to practice. If they can drop the kid off the practice, or they call a family or teammate, get him to drop him off, but the kid get back home. The mom is probably at the second job, or the dad is at the second job. So it's a totally different lifestyle. If they don't have that type of supervision 24/7, these kids tend to get themselves into problem. So soccer is like an outlet to keep them off the street. I always see it as that. Like, a lot of people see soccer as something that you just do because, let's keep him fit or keep him busy. I don't see it like that. I think the game of soccer has given me so much where I cannot just see it as fun. Everything that I've had in my life, see America, jobs, my degree, majority of it came from soccer. There's some element of soccer that was involved in it, so it is a medium or an opportunity, and I've always seen there's an opportunity, which is why one of the reasons why a lot of times when you have parent coaches out there and they say, okay, they're just going to do this until they're 18 and then you're going to stop. I'm against that, because your kid could probably do it until he's 18 and then he stops. There's other players out there that would love to do this until they're 50.
Until they're 80. I just saw an over 60 thing on like TikTok where there's like a national tournament, and like they're like over 60. It's ridiculous. And then there's walking soccer. Have you seen walking soccer? There's like walking soccer now where it's all 80-year-olds and they just you just walk.
So it's an opportunity. A lot of people see it as fun, but I see it as an opportunity, especially for an underprivileged kid. If your family don't have the means to send you to college, my mom didn't have the means because my dad passed when I was younger. My mom didn't have the means to send me to college. So the reason why I ended up going to college was through soccer. So it's an opportunity. It's a way how you can make it out, So I kind of view it a little bit different, So
how many of your friends growing up wanted to get out of Jamaica? Did you always want to get out?
No. I never knew this was a possibility, to be honest, until I got a lot older, my senior year. I had 2 friends that went away but just before I played my senior year, and then my senior year
ridiculous timing.
So then my senior year, I saw an opportunity when my twin brother actually was a part of the under 20 program, under 21 program, and they had like this tryouts where they invite college coaches to come to Jamaica, American college coaches to come to Jamaica and watch us play. So I think there was like a ton of college coaches who came and watched us play, and when my twin brother invited me, said, "Yeah, you should come," and I'm thinking to myself, I'm not coming, and my mom got so upset.
Oh, you're going?
Yeah. Mom was like, "If you're not going, you're not staying here." She made sure I got ready and got out of the house and went there. So happened that I went to this tryout, and at this tryout, with the college coaches, there were just under 21 players, national under 21 players. A ton of us, all of us, everybody who was at the age to go overseas for college, they were there. So there was a ton of probably the best set of high school players in Jamaica. And I stood out because at the end of that little tryout, the coaches called us over, and the first 2 names that the coach called was me and my twin brother's name. So at that particular time, I was talking to 3 separate, before I came to Canisius, I was talking to 3 coaches. University of Cincinnati, George Mason, and Wright State University. So those were the 3 schools that I was talking to.
And then where did Canisius find you? At a high school game?
Canisius, as I said, my friend knew
knew
my friend uncle
knew him
knew
up
the
here,
assistant coach up here. Yeah.
right? And then
And-
he came
and
down
he
to
came to
Jamaica,
Jamaica, yes.
and then where did he watch you play?
My high school set up a game.
Okay.
So my high school set up like a scrimmage so that the coach was able to see.
Isn't it crazy? People watching this are gonna be like, wait a minute. So college coaches will go to other countries and watch high school soccer,
So-
but they won't watch high school soccer here. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I love it though. How many? This is going to be a rough estimate. How many Jamaicans do you think that there are playing college soccer right now in the country? Any guess?
I don't know. I know during my time, you would see 1 or 2 on a team.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when I was coming up, I'm older than you are. There was a Jamaican goalkeeper at Saginaw Valley State University, and he was unbelievable, and he was huge. I forget his name, but because I was in talks of going there, and this goalkeeper was just amazing, and it was his communication that really stood out to me. But and I just always wondered, like, okay, how did he get here? Like, how was he found and whatnot? What's the youth? Is there a youth system in Jamaica? What's that setup
system.
like?
It's a lot different from the American system. So Jamaica would probably have you have the primary school league. So primary school's up until like your age 12.
Yep.
So they play in high school, but then you have like U14 club, U16 high school, American middle school, and then you have like the Costa Cup.
Right.
But people playing like club over the summer. So it's not a pay-to-play system like America.
Definitely.
It's a lot different.
Which is good.
Like your community have like a club that you go and play for, and you represent your community, and that's basically our youth system.
Were there cuts?
Yes, 100%.
So it was very competitive, and it's like, hey, you're either good enough or you're not.
Exactly, because as I said, what the problem in America is. One, you guys don't cut players.
There's
two,
no, you just go on the B team or the C team or the D team, and it's like you all pay the same amount.
Exactly, it's about it's a business, Youth sport is $1 billion industry, which means, are you going to cut a player that's going to pay you $700, $800? In Jamaica, it's not like that. Kids are there to actually play, and kids are there to try out for a team. So you're going out there to practice. You're going out there to work hard. You're going out before practices. You find out the team to get fit and get more touches on the ball. So when you show up to the tryouts, you're able to perform. So it's a little bit different from America in that stance, because America you have 2 teams, 3 teams, 4 teams. Some of these kids don't even want to be there.
Nope.
So what we end up with is that our system is like a filtering system. So if either you can make the team or you can't make the team.
Yeah. And, well, how easy it is. I just had this conversation in the last one that I did. Think about the size of Jamaica versus the size of the United States. How much easier is it to identify who's the best in Jamaica versus here when we have like millions of kids playing?
Yeah.
And with you, when you were coming up, did you know when you were 16 and 17, when you got involved, did you know all the top players in the entire country?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know the top players in the entire country because our high school game is like high school football. It's like how football is big in America, where you see
tons and tons and tons. Yeah.
10,000 people showing up to the games.
Yeah. That's my high school had 10,000 at football games for sure.
Exactly. So in Jamaica, our games have that many people. So you play for your high school, and the best players out of the high school, you're able to see them perform against each other.
Yeah.
And then you play up until the Costa Cup final. So there's the 2 major schoolboy football league is the Costa Cup and Manning Cup. Okay. So I think the Costa Cup is for the rural areas, and Manning Cup is for the urban areas.
Is that named after JJ? No. Acosta?
No,
who am I thinking of? I'm thinking of I'm thinking of JJ Okocha,
Oh,
and he's not even Jamaican.
He is Nigerian.
Yeah, he's Nigerian. I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Who are the top players of all time out of Jamaica?
Ricardo Fuller. You ever heard the name Ricardo Fuller?
No, I don't think so.
I can name.
Remind me.
I need a couple. Ricardo Fuller used to play for, I think, Stoke City
Okay.
way back in the day.
Yeah.
There's Ricardo Gardner.
Uh-huh.
You ever heard that name?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he used to play for Bolton Wanderers.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple Jamaicans that has played at a good level. Like even right now you have Liam Bailey.
Yep.
You know Liam Bailey used to play for Aston Villa. I think he's at Roma now. The best goalkeeper in the MLS, Andre Blake.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys in the MLS.
Mm-hmm.
Or there has been,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Man. What do you...
Luton Shelton.
Yeah.
Luton Shelton is a talented player. He's the all-time leading goal scorer for Jamaica.
Uh-huh.
That's one name that
Yeah.
can't really leave out.
Uh-huh. Go back to when you and your brother were just growing up.
Mm-hmm.
How early did you have a ball at your feet? Do you remember?
We always have a ball at our feet. You know, as long as I can remember, we always play like scrimmage where all the guys in the community would just get together and just play.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have been doing that for years, a long time. Because my older brothers would play, and my older brothers would go and watch my older brothers play, and then as soon as you get to the point where you can manage yourself, they'll probably put you in goal, starting goal, and then from there you kind of sneak on the field for a little bit, or if somebody wants a break, they'll get you on the field so you can play a little, you know, until, you know, as time goes on, you start playing a bit more. So it has always been pick up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think the rest of the world is like that.
I think so too.
Yeah,
and we aren't.
Yeah, I don't
Again,
think...
it's organized. It's either parent organized or coach organized. It's always organized by an adult.
Exactly.
And then who gets left behind? The kid.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in the rest of the world, it's the kid. It's started by the kid,
Mm-hmm.
and then the parents and the adults kind of get involved.
The parents don't even get involved. It's the kid keeps playing. Your parent probably come and watch a couple of games, come and watch you play here and there.
Yeah.
You know, but parents don't go and talk. Like in America, a parent would come to you and say, "Why is my kid not playing?"
Right.
That doesn't really happen back home. If it does happen, minimal.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen all the time in America. When I was coaching, you'll hear a parent would send a message or send an email saying, "Hey, I just want to know why is my kid not playing," and some parent would reach out to the head of the organization to ask, "Well, I thought it was equal playing time.
Right.
I paid X amount of money. I expect my kid to play." That doesn't teach the kid anything other than, you know what, if you pay, you're going to get through in life.
Right.
You know, you don't know how to work for things. You know, the idea is if you go out there and you're not getting equal playing time, your job is to ask the coach, "Hey, what am I not doing? What
Right.
should I do better? How can I improve?" That aspect of the game is removed once money is involved. Because once money is involved, everybody's expected to play. And if a kid
Yeah.
don't play, the parent is going to threaten. Like back home, we have loyalty, you know? Meaning, your kid don't play. If you don't play this year, next year you're going to try again. And you can try again the other year.
Right. They're not gonna like jump and go to another area or whatever. Yeah.
In America, because if you live in a particular area, it's probably the only team in that particular area that participates at that level.
Right.
So you have to make that team, else you're going to have to travel 25, 30 minutes outside of there, and no parent is going to take these practices. You know, so you
Right.
want to make the team that's within
There.
your area.
That you can walk to, that you can ride a bike to, that you can do
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly, because it's a little, as I said, it's a little bit different. In America, though, you don't make this team, you just get up and say next year you're going to go somewhere else. You know, so it's not a lot of loyalty as it pertains to
No.
the whole sporting thing. It's just a jump.
And it's always like the grass is always greener. It's like, you know what, we'll get more playing time over there. That's happening at the college level that you didn't really have to go through. I mean, how many transfers did you guys have at Canisius? Yeah,
It was rare.
very little.
Yeah.
Because you had to sit. I don't know when that rule went away. But it used to be that if you wanted to transfer, you just sit out a semester.
Mm-hmm.
And you lost a semester of playing, and nobody wanted to do that. Now, there is no rule like that and whatnot. But you're right, no loyalty. And there's also...
You see, here's what I think. I think if you're jumping to a better club, say you're overperforming, or your level is a little bit higher
Yes.
than the rest of the players on your team, and you're playing, like, let's use Buffalo for instance. If you're playing at a club and the other club that you're jumping to gives you the opportunity to play at a higher level,
To get seen.
give you more exposure,
Exactly.
that's totally understandable, and I think you should
Right.
go for it.
For instance, going from a Delaware to a Flash. Like if you're like on the girls' side
yes.
and like you're at a Delaware and then like
So
jumping,
I'll tell you what I think about that. I think if you're jumping from if you're jumping from Delaware to a Flash, if you're jumping from playing in the Delaware League to the ECNL,
yes.
makes sense 100%. If you're going to leave from the Delaware League to go and play on
The
third
RL
Flash team
or the
RL
third team,
team,
it does
I
not
think-
make sense.
yes, I
Stay
think-
at Delaware.
Exactly. I believe Delaware can provide you with the same amount of exposure. Delaware also plays in the Thruway League. Delaware plays in the GLA.
Mm-hmm.
So there's opportunities for exposure there as well. So if you're jumping to the ECNL, go for it. Totally
Right.
understandable. But RL, it's the same level right across the board.
There's always been ballers coming from Delaware.
Yeah.
Always has been.
Yeah.
You know, and I could tell. If a kid came in here during training, I know when it's like, where do you play? And it's usually like a Delaware kid, or if a kid trained with ITOR, I know when they've trained with ITOR because we kind of do like the same stuff with like tennis balls and any type of ball. Like I think you should be able to do a tennis ball, a mini ball, a full size, and like ITOR kind of goes around that philosophy as well. But
yeah, so that's one of the things that I try to focus on. It's very important that one of the things that I see here that happens a lot that we should probably think about changing is at the young age, we would give them like a parent coach or someone just to like babysit them and make sure that they have fun.
yeah,
And then when they get to the ages of like 11, 12, then we would try to give them a real
then
coach.
get the elite coach.
Yeah, I think that is crazy. I
Should be
think
the other way around.
other way around, because what you want to develop is you want to develop a good foundation.
Mm-hmm.
I think if the kid at the age of 5, 6, 7, 8, you should be focusing on the technical aspect of the game. So the control, the pass, the movement, those are the things that you focus on. When you get to 11, 12, 13, no coach should be teaching you how to control and pass at 13. It's too late at that point.
Right.
So it's at that point I should be telling that, okay, this is our tactics, this is our system, this is how we're going to play. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I should not be teaching you, okay, this is how you control the ball, this is how you pass the ball.
I think a lot of coaches, like the best of the best coaches, they get bored with teaching the fundamentals, and the ones that can really teach it well, they don't want to teach that stuff. They want to teach the tactics and the game management and win and all that. It's like that mentality should change. Like, put your young coaches with the older players that have been through everything, and put your technical foundation builders. Put those with like the 6 to 12 years old.
Yeah, it's important that kids develop their fundamental.
Yeah.
Because I would say this any day of the week. What separates a good player from an average player?
I think is what you can do with the ball, because you have more outs.
Mm-hmm.
Think about when you're on the ball. If you're only right-footed and you can only use your right foot, you've taken away half of your outs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So what about Ian Robin and Lionel Messi?
Well, that's I had a mentor that said that it was better to be all lefty and no righty than all righty, no lefty. And Arjen Robben and Messi are the two. They proved that. Yeah. But if you can't, if I always think about it, and I think I talked about this with Paul actually. I want my players to look like more like Thomas Muller, because if you never saw a game of soccer before, or if you never saw him play, you would not be able to figure out, one, what position he's playing. Two, you wouldn't be able to figure out which foot he was. But if you watch Iron Robin, you know exactly he's left-footed, and you know what he wants to do. He wants to cut in and finish from the right side. Messi, I mean, people are like, well, he scores goals with his right foot. It's like, yeah, definitely. But watch him receive. Watch him do everything else. He does everything else with his left foot for the most part.
You think, even though you know that, you think you can stop him.
What's that?
There's a difference between you can't stop him.
Well, yeah.
You
I mean,
know that
he's a freak.
You know what direction he's going to go, but you can't stop him. Same thing with Iron Robin. You cannot stop him.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, what I think separates good players from average players is the speed at which they execute.
Yeah.
If you put 10 professional athletes out on the field and pass the ball to them 10 times, I guarantee you they can control the ball and they can pass it back.
Right.
Perfect
very
pass.
Quickly.
Very accurately.
Right.
Now, what differentiates the two of them is, as I said, the rate at which they execute and their decision making. If you can execute that pass quick, and you, like, for instance, let's look at Lionel Messi. You know what? Lionel Messi is extraterrestrial. Let's look at somebody a bit more. Let's look at Mesut Ozil.
Yep.
I'm just saying that because my great assistant, great vision. Me and you, a regular soccer player, would see the first pass here.
Mm-hmm.
Ozil would probably see that first pass, see the second runner, and also see the third runner.
Exactly.
He's able to deliver that pass. And he can do all of that, make that decision in a split second.
Right.
And that's the difference between him and a regular player. A regular player sees one pass. A great player see different layers. Like Messi sees different layers. He's looking over here. Look at the game that they played against Netherlands. The pass that he made for the Netherlands.
Yeah.
Do you think people could see that pass?
No, and I think it's because of how good you are on the ball. So think about, like, when you're not good on the ball, you're focusing on the ball and you're the nearest teammate. When you're great on the ball, you can see the entire field. So many kids, we talk about decision making all the time. How many times does a kid make the wrong decision because he didn't know that there were two options? That he didn't see this because he's too focused on what the ball is doing and trying to force it to his nearest option when there's a wide open kid here or a third option there. When you're great on the ball, everything slows down. You're not worried about the defender. You're only worried about what everybody else is doing, and your vision improves and your decision making improves. Barcelona wants every kid on the ball to know their odds. So if that first option is a 40% chance of completion, but the second option is 70%, which do? You go with the 70%, and you know your odds, and you keep possession of the ball. Our kids, most of the kids in the United States, certainly in Buffalo, they don't know that the second option even exists.
Exactly.
They didn't see them.
So that puts us in another layer of the game, awareness.
Yeah.
You need to know exactly what's going on around you. So when you receive the ball, you should be able to tell that, okay, my right back is going to make that run. My left back is making that run. I have a wall pass right there to my central midfielder. My striker is showing into this space so I can just play the ball around the defender. There is so many things that come into play. If you're not aware of your surrounding, you're going to struggle as a soccer player.
Yep.
You know, a player that's not aware of his surrounding, you can't put him in the middle of the field.
No.
He's going to always give away the ball.
There's too much
going on.
Too much overstimulation or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you have to be, the awareness part of things is very, very, very important.
Yeah. So
as I said to you, seeing the first run, seeing the second run, seeing the overlapping run, there is different layers to the game. And when you said it all stems from being comfortable on the ball.
Yep.
If you're comfortable on the ball and you're relaxed and you can allow the play to develop, then the game becomes a lot easier.
Right. When you got to Canisius, what was your first initial opinion, or what was the first impression? So was it, whoa, this is way more physical. This is way faster. These guys suck.
No, they didn't suck
They
because
definitely didn't suck. You
No,
guys were
because-
loaded, man.
because at that particular time we had a lot of foreigners. So we had Gavin Faulkner, that's from Ireland.
Gavin's great.
We have
Regan.
we have Robbie Ryan, we have Kareem, he was a goalkeeper from Trinidad and Tobago. We have Will Hudson, who was a central midfielder. So we had a lot of foreigners that were a couple Canadians, Alex De Carles, Denver Spearman. We had a lot of foreigners that were extremely talented. So the boys, we had to figure it out. You know, it's what's the best system that fits our gameplay. I think one of the best teams that I've played on was my sophomore year in college. That team was extremely good, really, really good. The first 10 games we were 7-1-2.
Yeah.
We're really good. So my first impression of America, the game is a bit more physical.
Yeah.
It's a bit more physical. But then again, you expect that because you're playing against older people. You know, moving from playing with teenagers to playing with 20-year-olds. So you expect the game to be a bit more physical. But then I kind of expanded my horizon because you start learning different things because you're playing people with different styles.
Yeah.
You know, you have a player on our team, Sam Zarka. He was from France, extremely skillful. Gavin Faulkner played for Ireland under 21 team.
Right.
This man could ping a ball 60, 70 yards without trying off any foot. He's probably the most technical player till this day that I've played with. Extremely technical. You know, so there's different facets of my game I was able to develop because of those different type of players. I used to force Gav to come outside with me.
Where is Gavin right now?
I think he's in London.
He's in London.
Yeah.
Close to home. Yeah.
So I used to force over the summers, like the last summer when he graduated, going into my senior year, I forced Gav to come out on the field and practice with me. I used to go and wake him up because he was like working with the facilities for a year. He's doing his master's.
Yeah.
I used to go and see him and say, Gav, come out on the field with me for a little bit and teach me teach me how to kick the ball properly. Teach me how to finish. No one is above improving.
Exactly.
You
Nobody's
know?
fully developed.
Exactly.
Messi's not fully developed, and he's near 40. Cristiano.
Exactly. So it was my opportunity to get him out there and say, hey. But then that's when he explained to me that one of the things that he explained very well is that, you know what, Asani, I can teach you all these things, but at the end of the day, we're working with cones. In a game situation,
Can you
people
do it?
are moving.
Yeah, exactly.
So now it's left up to you to be calm enough to make the correct decision to finish. And that's what a lot of coaches don't get. What you do is you put out all these cones and say, hey, do this, do that, do that, do that. At the end of the day, on a soccer field, these cones are moving players.
Yeah.
So the kid needs to be able to make a decision on his own of what he's supposed to do in a situation like that. I can say, okay, you need to pass the ball to the overlapping runner. You know, I can paint a scenario for you and say, hey, this is what's going to happen, and then you make that pass and you should be good. But that's not how the game works.
Right.
Because that's me saying this situation is going to happen and this is what you should do.
Right.
No, you as a player need to look at the situation and make a conscious decision. You need to say, okay, I know coach said to make the overlapping, when he makes the overlapping run, I need to give him the ball. But what if when he makes the overlapping run, the defender follows him? Can you give him the ball now? No, you can't give him the ball because that option is no longer there.
Exactly.
So you need to be able to make a decision on your own. If you look at even the last game that the playoff game that Inter Miami played against Nashville.
Yes.
Look at Messi's goal.
Yeah.
The right back or the left back, one of them made an overlapping run.
Uh-huh.
And when he made the overlapping run, the defender followed him. And Messi faked the pass to give it to him and cut inside.
Yeah.
And finish near post, you know? So you have to be able to make a decision on the fly. You know, I can tell you that, oh, this is what you're supposed to and that is what you're supposed to. I can paint 1 million scenarios for you, but at the end of the day, you will have to pick the scenario that best fits the situation.
Right.
If you can't do that, makes no sense.
And there's a calmness on the ball. And you were saying Gav was talking to you about calmly figuring out, finishing.
Mm-hmm.
And also just decision making. You should be calm. When was the last time you went and watched a youth soccer game, or even let's be honest, even a college game, and it's calm? It seems like it's chaos, organized chaos, but it's chaos. And it's chaotic, and there's no. Whereas I always ask my youth players, how much professional soccer do you watch? And a lot of them don't watch it. And I go, why? And they go, because it's boring. Why? Because they're so freaking good on the ball. They're so calm. They're not going. Yes, they're going 100 miles per hour, but they're not. Their decisions aren't 100 miles per hour. There's a book, Stillness and Speed, and it's a perfect. It's Dennis Bergkamp, and it's perfect depiction of what I think of technique. It's stillness, but it's speed as well, and it's really like stillness of the mind, speed of the body.
Yeah, I agree with that. If you sit and think about some of the greats, Andre Pirlo, Zinedine Zidane, they're not necessarily quick players. They're not fast players, but they think the game at a different level.
Developing worldwide? Are we developing those kinds of players anymore? You just named two guys that I can't say aren't still better than everything else that we have right now.
I think
Zidane. He's my favorite player of all time.
I think the game has become less technical and became more athletic. That's what I think of the game.
You think that worldwide?
I think that worldwide. If you look at the likes of like Ronaldinho and the Brazil,
that entire Brazil team,
Brazilian
2002.
Ronaldo, you look at Robinho, you realize that players back then were very skillful on the ball, extremely skillful on the ball. Nowadays, when was the last time I see a player doing a step over?
Outside of Ronaldo, it's not.
You don't see those things
anymore. It's not the same.
Exactly, you don't see tricks and skills like when watching Ronaldinho play, it was like magic. You're seeing tricks. Now you see just bully players, big and strong, and push you off the ball.
The positional play, and it's all. And then there's one man that the entire world probably blames for what soccer looks like right now, and it's Pep Guardiola. And it's the 2008 to 2012 Barcelona, and it's just that, like, Thierry Henry getting benched because he wasn't in the right spot after scoring a goal. He's like, I just scored a goal. It's like, I don't care. You weren't listening to me.
But if you love the game, there's beauty in that. There's beauty in the passing and the moving and slowly move the ball up the field.
Right.
There's some type of method to the madness. Move the ball from left to right because
you're moving the defenders.
Exactly. Now, as you move the defenders, somebody's
going to be lazy. What's the hardest thing for defenders, especially like a back four, to do? Shift.
Exactly.
And people it's all about mismatches and numbers up situations.
Exactly. So I get it. I don't think it ruins the game necessarily, because if you watch even Arsene Wenger's team, the Arsenal team, that's their style of playing too. They keep the ball a lot. The Arsenal backing, they kept the ball a lot. Pep Guardiola essentially does the same thing, move the ball from left to right. They don't force the ball forward. It's a slow transition up the field, and then kind of slip the ball into spaces or into seams. Then you have the Mourinho, who is a bit more direct. It's okay. We will absorb this pressure, but we'll catch you on a counter. Like Liverpool plays that type of football as well, soccer as well. The counter attack. Klopp would keep the ball, keep the ball. You can keep it and you attack us. But then once we get the chance, we're gonna find Salah. We're gonna, So it all depends on the coach and depends on the system.
I always thought that if we were ever going to have a top international coach or top club coach come in, and this is before Pochettino and everything, I always thought that for the American player and the American style, what we need is Jose Mourinho. Because I think it's easier for the American player to bunker and counter. Because I think that's what we did in 2002. That's really what we did in 2002 when we went to the quarterfinals, and we should have beat Germany. But we bunkered and we countered with DeMarcus Beasley and Landon Donovan, and then we had Brian McBride up top, and we had a strong midfield and a strong back line, and Brad Friedel stood on his head. I think we need to realize that, like, that's how we can compete internationally. As soon as we thought, oh, we can play with anybody now, we finished in last in 2006.
I think in order for America, this is just my opinion, in order for America to be good, America needs to change their youth system. I think
You are preaching to the choir.
I think that's the big issue that America is facing at the moment. You have to understand, like, look at the Argentine team that just won the World Cup.
Yep.
That same team won the U20 World Cup. And that same team...
I brought this up on the girls' side. And, like, everybody's like, who cares about the U17 Women's World Cup? I do. Spain does. Spain wins it all the time.
Exactly. Because what you need to understand is that's how the game is developed. You have a set of guys that are playing at an extremely high level from 16 all the way up to their senior. Of course they're going to win. It's the same team.
Yeah.
So I think in order for America to get to the point where you can compete at the international level, the youth system needs to change.
I think a lot has gone wrong with the development over winning mentality too. Because winning is... Did you care about winning when you were growing up?
I always care about winning.
You always care about winning. And it's almost like coaches use it as an excuse when they lose. It's like, hey, we're working on our development here. Yeah, we got pummeled 5-0, but hey, trust the process.
Yeah. So I believe that you can develop a team and win games at the same time. Even though you're developing skills, you're also developing a particular mindset. I'm not developing losers. Yes, you understand there are some teams that have outplayed you, but your job is, okay, guys, we have lost. I don't say to sit around and think about, oh, we lost this and that and Panther. No, I'm saying, why did we lose? What do we need to improve? Those are the things that you should be thinking about. If that's not what you're thinking about, and you're just thinking about the result, then I think that's a problem. I think you should be looking at, okay, what's the next step? Because you're going to lose games, but what did we learn from the loss? Is it that we are struggling, play the ball out of the back? Is it that this team is bigger than us? Is it that this team is more technical than us? And there's nothing wrong with that. You're going to play teams that are better than you. You're going to play teams that are faster than you. You're going to play teams that are more technical than you. So what are you supposed to do? You should just lose? No. There's always a way to win. And you need to figure that out on the field. The coach can probably say, hey, okay, all right, they're weak on the right side of the field. Let's see if we can go down the line and beat them there. The coach can probably give you some amount of tactics, but you need to figure out how to win a game.
Right.
If you're playing against a Virgil van Dijk, we used to play direct balls. A direct ball won't work with him because he's bigger. He can win the ball in the air. So how are you going to adjust? Are you just going to keep trying the same tactics over and over? If it doesn't work, you need to change something. Okay, all right, let's see if we can get him out of position. Let's play the ball in behind the left back and let our striker run in behind, and let's see if he follows. Because if he follows the striker run out of that position, now the middle of the field is open. Can you break the game down like that and figure out a way to win? Can you... So I think there is nothing... If you lose a game, fine. But if you play the same team again and the team do the same strategy and beat you again, I think that's a problem.
Right.
That is a problem. Because you should be figuring out how to adjust. Find your way to win. Find what works for your team. That's what I believe.
Going back to, like, the system stuff. Like, when you got here... I guess when you got here in 2011, it wasn't as bad as it was right now. But how closed off it is now. Where you have all these leagues and they don't play each other. And it's like, that's another. Every other country is not built that way. It's all one.
It's politics. It's because if you sit and every country has a relegation and a promotion. You know, if you play in MLS and you finish last, you know,
You get the first pick.
You get the first pick. You get rewarded
Yeah.
for finishing last in the tournament. You know, there is no punishment. Every other where in the world, there is you finish last, bottom three gets you
get
relegated. Top three from the worst division, the lower division gets promoted.
We can't even have that at the youth level.
You know what I think with the MLS, I get it why it can't work in the MLS. Because if you think of it logically, say for an instance like a team like Inter Miami struggles.
You think Beckham is gonna want to lose?
And play this,
exactly.
So now
that's
your
not
most
happening.
profitable team is going to play at a stadium
Keep
that can only
dreaming.
Exactly. So unless they combine the leagues, they take the money and develop these stadiums in the USL, then you can have promotion
And they
relegation.
get rid of the salary cap, which Messi said.
Yeah.
Messi said like that's one thing that they need to do is get rid of the salary cap, and then so Inter Miami can still win because they can just spend more.
Exactly. So and if
And people don't want that.
Exactly.
People want parity, and they want the ability to succeed and stuff like that. But I mean, we have it in baseball.
Yeah.
So is the Dodgers. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
So it's that's my take. If the league can find a way where they can develop, they all come together, take the money and develop the second division stadiums, then there you can have promotion and relegation. Because now, when a team like Miami goes and plays against a team like Pittsburgh that's in the USL, you're playing against what? The stadium holds 10 to 15,000. Messi is coming with 50,000 people, 60,000 people. So now you're losing 35,000 people spending money in a city. You can't do that. It's a business decision. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So stadiums need to be developed. If they come together and do that, I think things would be a little bit more interesting in American soccer.
Yeah. What's the pro system like in Jamaica?
It's the same thing, promotion and relegation.
Okay. How many clubs? How many?
I think it's the same, around 20.
Okay.
Just like the Premier League has 20 teams that plays in first division, and then you have 20 teams that plays in championship, and then you have Division 1 same 20, and that's how it works right around the world. So it's.
And is it bottom three, top three? Wow. How are they funded? They're just funded by the people.
I think the teams are like community teams, privately owned.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's the same type of setup. But it's a little bit different in that, some clubs have a bit more money to spend, so they'll get like the better players.
Yeah.
So what Jamaican league needs to be developed as well. I don't think we have the proper environment for these guys to succeed. They can be paid more, but that's me just looking at it from the outside. And there's other things probably going on the inside that the whole Jamaica Football Federation needs to figure out.
It seems like they've just really started focusing more on the women's game. And, they're putting girls in the NWSL and in college soccer here now, and that hasn't always been the case.
I couldn't tell you one Jamaican woman soccer player growing up.
Right.
It was never a sport that our women play, or if our women would play it, it would be a limited amount.
Right.
I think. So this is actually great for the country. I think the sport that we play is netball. Females play a lot of netball and volleyball.
Yep.
You do track and field, of course.
Yep.
So soccer was never a thing.
Right.
But now it's phenomenal. I love it that we have.
And I think that's around the world, and a lot of countries were like that around the world. Like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, it was like, girls can't play this sport. And I just get comments all the time, like on TikTok or whatever, and it's like, oh, girls shouldn't play soccer. I'm like, oh my gosh. So like, in U.S., we kind of like feel like, oh well, we've always been good. We will always be good on the girls' side. It's like, guys, the rest of the world is now focusing way more than they used to, and it's coming.
Yeah, it's a little bit different around the world. That's, and they have like the likes of France and Italy and Spain and Brazil. They have good youth systems. If they have their girls coming up through the same youth system as the male teams, then they're going to be dangerous in the future.
Going back to like the donations and stuff like that, how much like sports equipment do you think that they're going to need too? That could have gotten destroyed or lost or whatever.
Yeah, I feel like that's something that they'll probably discuss later on down the line.
Okay, because right now we need food, we need water, we need generators and power.
Exactly. We need so those are things that probably are going to be discussed probably next couple of months. But for now, you need the essentials.
Yep.
Anything that can provide some amount of electricity, some amount of clean water, food, infrastructure building, things like that. But I think it's coming where the government is going to say, all right, these fields are destroyed and we lost, stuff that is related to sports. But I feel like right now, that's not the main focus.
Right. Man. So, okay. So, again, GoFundMe, your email, and then do you know of anybody else from Jamaica that is really getting out there, getting out the word for donations and stuff like that?
At the moment, no. There's a lot of sites online.
Right. Yeah.
There's a lot of people that is doing their own stuff, trying to get their word out there.
Okay.
So I feel like if you search, you can find something.
Right. But you just gotta know. You just gotta know that it's legit and that the money is getting to the right player.
Exactly.
That's why I hope people just get it to you.
Yeah. So I feel like a lot of people worry about that because I hear people have friends that have asked me, how do you know when you support if it's actually being spent on the people?
Exactly.
And you don't know. And that's the thing what a lot of people worry about. You're probably sent to an organization, and when the money gets to the organization, they split up the money and they spend some amount of it on the people. Some people do things like that, where I believe is so wrong because in a time like this where hundreds of thousands of people are displaced.
Right.
Don't have homes, don't have light, don't have water, don't have food.
Right.
And these people are looking for all the help that they can get. Your job is to help.
Yeah.
Each one help one, then things becomes a lot easier.
Did you set a goal? Like, what is your goal to reach?
At the moment, on my GoFundMe, I set it as 50,000.
50?
Yes. But whatever I get, I'll take.
Of course.
It's the idea is to help who you can help.
Yeah.
So whatever comes in, it'll be spent on the people.
Yeah. And that will go a long way.
Yeah.
So, man, thanks for doing this. I'm going to get this out ASAP, man. And, wow. How much are you working with Paul at all?
Yes. Occasionally
when you need somebody, because I think he's hiring right now.
He's a good friend of mine. I put the training pitch.
The training pitch. Yeah. Gotta plug that.
Yeah, it's what his idea is a great concept.
Yep.
His ultimate goal is to help players develop their technical ability, help players develop their confidence.
Mm-hmm.
You need those type of things in order to push your game forward. A more confident player, more confident you are, the better you perform.
Absolutely.
So I believe getting out there with him is very important, especially in this area. If you want to develop not a lot of people offer that amount of focus on the individual aspect of things.
Right.
That's one of the things that I'm working on something now that I want to provide. I believe most of the times when you go to a club, the coach can't take the entire training session to focus on you getting better as a player.
Right.
The coach has to focus on the team. So if the coach has 70% of the players that are passing the ball properly, or 80% of the players passing the ball properly, then the coach can jump from one exercise to another.
Right.
If you're in that 20 that can't pass the ball properly, do you think he's going to say, you know what, Little Johnny needs to learn how to pass the ball properly
So
before
we're
we
gonna,
move on.
yeah, so we're gonna do all passing for an entire
Exactly, you
session.
know?
No, it's not gonna. That's
Exactly.
not how it
It
works.
can't work like that because you have 80% of your team passing the ball properly. So how are you going to work on the next 20? You just can't. You don't have the time. So I feel like what I want to do and what Paul is doing is providing an opportunity for these kids to work on their game individually.
Right.
And there's a lot that goes into playing soccer. It's not all about the technique as well. Technique is good, but you still need coordination. You need to work on some of these kids' coordination.
Yeah.
Change of directions, very important. Strength, very important. Awareness. It's very hard to teach a kid to be aware. You either have it or you don't have it, or it comes from experience. You're going out there to play on a regular basis. So I feel like what the training pitch is doing is very important in the community.
Right. I mean, because what I find is, and you kind of touched on this earlier, is that, okay, I'm not playing because I'm not good enough to get on the field.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just go to the other club where I can play.
Jump.
Rather than, I need to get better to get on the field. That doesn't happen as much.
Doesn't happen.
Whereas when you were growing up and you said you were forced into goal
Yeah,
because you weren't good enough yet.
exactly.
Like, get in goal, little kid. And then you grew,
Yeah.
you got better, and they're like, oh, let's put this kid, on the field. You know what I mean? And we don't have that. Pele would talk about, like, when he wasn't picked to play in the pickup games, he was, like, devastated. He would go home and he would work with the ball for hours until he got good enough to be picked.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't have that environment and that
Yeah,
atmosphere here.
It's a jump thing in America. I can't play here. I can go over there and get some minutes.
Exactly.
So you never get to learn how to work towards something. Like,
I
all
think
right, I
we're
want to
losing
be
that
better.
in other sports too, because forever we'd say, "Oh well, we still have basketball that way." We're not developing the best basketball players anymore. The best basketball player is like Luka, or Joker, or Giannis. It's like they're not Americans. Certainly the best baseball player is not American.
That just shows you how far the rest of the world is coming as it
Exactly.
pertains to sport.
Name a sport where we do have the best. We don't have the best hockey player. The only sport that we have the best is football. American football. Jeez.
Sure.
Man, thanks for coming, dude.
No problem, man.
And I hope this gets out there and this helps you and hopefully gets to your goal. So,
Thank you. I deeply appreciate it, man.
dude, it's fun.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
All right. Just about a little over an hour. Hopefully I didn't keep you too long.
No.
So,
It's nice.
dude, awesome. Well, we'll do this again, and we want like a follow up, and then you can really tell us about
exactly.
like everything
Yeah.
is. All right, man. Thank you so much.
No problem.
I hate soccer.